Hello and welcome back to the Vectric online user group meeting. It's currently 6:15 here in the UK. It's so good to have you here and have had you here all day. We've been watching all of your questions that you've been submitting into each of those chats, and wow, what an afternoon.
It's been crazy, hasn't it? Wow, it's been nuts.
So good. And John Hennon at Legacy, that was such an impressive project. Really loved that. Thank you for your project, your video, and for being in the chat as well. Todd and I had made lots of notes actually.
Yeah. You wait till next time we see you. We got lots of questions. Wow, good stuff.
Yeah, really inspirational session. And I liked that John used Pinterest as well. That's
favorite of yours,
yeah. It is an all-time favorite of mine. Every time I'm thinking about a project to make, I always go to Pinterest first. And you know, John, in a similar fashion to me, he kind of takes bits here and there from different projects, which is the best way, because at least then you're not directly copying anything, but you're taking lots of niceties from all sorts of different sources.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Exactly. Yeah. If you like something from here, you may as well mix it up and come up with your own unique design. I really appreciated the fact that you used a resin inlay for the top. I thought it was a wood inlay, and I was surprised to hear it was a resin one, which looks just as nice. It turned out beautiful. I love the whole sort of connection with the wood and so on. Really good. The fact that you drew it up like from all the different views, that's one of the things I like to do as well, kind of draw things off the side and make sure everything lines up, especially with a very complicated job like that where you've got all kinds of joinery that needs to line up. That's a great way to do things. And you know, you guys all know our spoil boards look terrible here, and yeah, exactly. And John, I never even thought for a second to zero off the spoil board when you do cutout passes. That way you wouldn't cut through your material into the spoil board. That seems so obvious right now, and I think that we're going to use that little tip along the way from here on out. So
100%.
So thank you for that. Yeah,
100%.
And your legs, the legs that you made, they were great. The swath cut, the relief cuts that you made with the drill, that really is smart. All of that was really well done. Using the indexer, or using your rotary as an indexer, I think that is a really slick way. If you have a rotary, you might want to explore that. Obviously, you can do that in other ways, just on your table. But if you've got a rotary, that makes life really easy because you're zeroing off the center of your material every time. So yeah, brilliant job, really well done. A beautiful piece of furniture, beautiful.
It really was. Another thing John and I have in common. One of our favourite tools. Shortcuts. Control Z.
That's right.
Best key combo going.
Exactly. 100. We can't take any credit for that, but yeah, 100%. That is a good one for sure.
Yeah, so that was beautifully demonstrated, John. Thank you so much for that. You guys can catch more of John's videos over at Legacy's website and their YouTube channel, which we've linked in John's bio in the speaker section of our UGM site. So before that, we also had Randy Johnson.
Yes,
and Randy, both John and Randy, we've known for many years now. They're both, you know, super knowledgeable in everything that they do. And I really enjoyed Randy's session, and I think a lot of what he demonstrated can easily be applied to like lots of other projects.
Definitely, yeah. And you know what I loved about one of the things I loved about his whole process was that he used the box gadget, but he threw away most of the stuff the box gadget gives you, so he could have the vectors to make his beautiful box. I think that was a very smart way to get all those finger joints all positioned properly. Yeah, really well done. Good idea. Really good idea.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can access the Box Creator gadget as well as any other gadget from gadgets.vectric.com.
Now, Randy, I thought that I had come up with a really unique way of holding my bowl material down, the hot glue stuff, but you've humbled me because you also used the same technique. So well done. And I think that's, you know, it really is a nice way, especially with this, when it was an uneven surface, it made it really easy to fill in areas, and so everything balanced out. But, you know, good job. Well done. Great minds think alike, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. I also loved how Randy used the 3D tab for the handle, which I love, like cunning ways that you can use 3D parts in VCarve to create things that you probably couldn't make.
That's right, exactly. Yeah, and I had a little thought about that the fluting toolpath would have done something similar to that. So if you don't have your hands on that clip art, then you could try the fluting toolpath, and that might do the job as well.
Yeah, top tip.
And your idea about using, doing all those sort of your designing on the first sheet that you set up, I personally love that. When I start a job, pardon me, to have that first sheet available for me just to throw down my ideas, get everything kind of all worked out before I start to kind of pull it apart. You saw that when we did our sign there. So Rebecca and I both think that's a great use of that first sheet. Get all your ideas down there and then start to kind of pull it apart and figure it out. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. And lots of really useful advice and tips for cutting foam as well,
definitely.
and all the different tools and how what results you're going to get testing.
Exactly. Test, exactly. Yeah, reaffirmed a lot of things that David said when he had his first kicks at foam. So that was really good to see. One more thing that was nice about your box that you made is there weren't any fillets showing. Using your trim router to kind of cut down the edges, great idea. Really, really nice idea. And the little pins that you put in, decorative pins, yeah, that's a really sharp looking job in the end. Well done.
Yes. So thank you so much, Randy. Really nice session, really nice project. And for you guys watching at home, you can catch one of Randy's seminars at nextwavecnc.com/webinars. You can also get a hands-on class with him at the Mark Adams School of Woodworking. And you can even get private training with Randy at cnclearnandbuild.com. We've linked to all of those in Randy's speaker bio on the UGM website.
Did we mention the book?
And he's that good, he also wrote a book, yes, which I believe you can get it from Amazon.
I believe so, yeah, exactly, that's right, yeah.
But I'm sure it would be in one of those links.
Oh, for sure.
Or maybe the team could put a link to that.
No, good idea, good idea.
Yes, thank you so much, Randy. Right then, Todd, and you kicked off that afternoon with your impressive forest project.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed seeing this come to life. We had these. I'm pointing over here because under our 4x8 CNC we have lots of chunks of forest wood that we were gifted from the Heart of England Forest Charity, which is very close to Vectric. We wholeheartedly support it and everything that they do. And they gave us loads of wood for us to make some projects for them. And we finally got one out.
Yeah. It's been sitting around for a while. As you can see, all the cracks. It's darn dry. Really dry.
But I absolutely love how it turned out.
Oh, thank you. It was a lot of fun to make.
Yeah. And do you think you're gonna give it back to you?
Well, if they like to have it, I'd certainly we can gift it to them without a doubt. That's right. I do need to finish the bottom still, but everything else kind of came together. So I think if they like to have it, it's theirs.
So in your video, there was a little bit of a montage in terms of your preparation before you even got to actually machine the bowl and the underside. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that? And there was a question in there on that someone did ask, and I thought it'd be good for us to talk about. Sure. And that's, why did you raster that?
Okay, exactly. Okay, yeah. So to get this prepared, I had to first of all peel the bark off it, sand the edge of it down, and then of course I had to make it flat. I wanted to make it flat for a couple of reasons. One is that when I filled the voids in with the resin, I wanted to make sure that it didn't all roll off the top, so it needed to be sort of flat. So I flattened it once, and I used the raster. Really, I never crossed my mind to use the offset tooling. So if I should have done that, please let me know why. And I definitely in the future I will use that. But I used raster just because that's the way we do our spoil boards. So I just figured that when you're surfacing something, that's the right technique.
Yeah.
That was kind of it. So once I had that all sort of surfaced, then I did the resin work, and then I had to resurface it again. So it actually got surfaced. Each side got it twice. Which I think was the best solution. Again, if you've ever done this sort of thing, definitely let me know how you would have done it, that's for sure.
And I love your salad servers as well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
I just love that whole method of how it's modelled, like with your wonky-ish
Oh,
zero plane.
exactly. Yeah. No, it turned out really well. It's one of those things that when I started out, I think I mentioned in the video, I don't remember, but I had a little cardboard sort of cutout of what I thought would be nice. And then I kind of held it in my hand. I thought maybe a good spot for a little thumb hole where that might be. And then I kind of sorted out the shape of it. Luckily, Simon from our support team, he had taken one of those. Oh, somebody had asked about what kind of wood this is. I believe this is white oak or English oak. And the other is, I wrote it down, I believe it's hazel, but that's only from looking at the bark and so on, but I think that's what it is. So Simon had taken the longer, sort of thicker trunks and cut it into 3 slices, and so that was the antithesis of this. That's why they kind of looked like that. But I loved modeling it. I always like modeling things in using the 2-rail sweep, and if I can go below the modeling plane, it's always kind of fun. I like the reveal when you're cutting it, when you actually flip it over and you can see the other side. You can actually see through it because you know that you've actually gone through. Yeah, they turned out actually better than what I thought. Now, whether or not they are usable to serve food with, I don't know if hazel is a food grade wood or not, but now that I have an idea what it is, I'm going to check that before I give it away.
Yeah, and on the two-sided stuff, we saw that you used dowels to align the two sides. Was you using a symmetrical method?
Well, no, I think there was asymmetrical, but I ran out of space because of the size of these and the piece of material. I really didn't have a whole lot of extra room, so I did use 2 dowels and a screw. And so it was sort of asymmetrical kind of flipping. And it lined up remarkably well for not having that third sort of dowel there. I was quite happy with it. They're good.
Yeah. And it was like your first time really using resin, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was my first time, and let me tell you, you've had experience with it. It's a bit kind of tricky on whether or not it's going to go off right or not and harden up. So luckily it worked out. I was a little bit unsure, but it did work out. I think that it is a food grade resin, so we can serve out of it. I painted it on, once I filled the voids and cut the top and the bottom, then I painted it on the top. Actually, I poured it in the center and kind of, I guess I made a mess all over it. But anyway, it all worked out. I had to do it a couple times, and somebody in the chat had mentioned, did I seal the wood first? Where were you when I was doing this? Because I should have done that. It soaked up a ton of the resin, and the wood is so dry, it was really thirsty. So I really probably should have sealed it first with maybe with something. I'm not really sure what I would even done that with. So if you do have any tips, please, hopefully I'll make another one, and I'll use those tips to incorporate in the next one that I make. Yeah.
And the actual bowl portion of this was you used the Create Smooth shape,
that's right.
which I think is another underused tool.
Yeah.
It's turned out really nice.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, I could have, like I think I said also in the video that originally I had thought I would 3D model the underside of it, and I just went with pockets instead and so on. And I think that was the best choice for this. It was fast to do. And really the underside, I was hoping that would be where you might be able to store the utensils, but I didn't quite work out all of that. So, I think it worked out all right. I think if I was going to do it again, though, my original plan was to take the Heart of England's logo, which is a leaf, and actually I do a really deep pocket inlay in the top of it, and then when I cut away the bowl, then that would kind of make this nice leaf in the bottom. As you can tell, I didn't quite get that far. That was a little more ambitious than I was. I was really thinking this thing was going to fly all apart because there is a lot of voids in it. But it is kind of neat when you. I wish there was more voids in it because when you light it from the back, if I could put lights under it, it actually shows the light through it, which is really a neat sort of thing. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it.
It's impressive.
Well, thank you.
And I love how you did the PDF.
Oh yeah. As David had mentioned earlier with his that's one of those underused sort of features of our software where if you just do a print naturally from the drop-down menu, then it just prints it, screen size on a piece of paper, which isn't to scale. If you save it off as a PDF and then use your PDF viewer, which in my case was Adobe probably, and print to scale, then it will actually print it to the right size. So it probably would have worked out if I had been a little bit more accurate on the centering of it. But anyway, it was a good thought. But definitely, if you do want to print things out, it's great for use it quite a lot if you're going to put like letters on a wall. If you're using a template that you want to print out, then you can do that using that method, and it's great. Sign makers probably already know about that, but it's there. Yeah.
Going back to when you said about sealing it, so Martin. Hi, Martin.
Martin.
Martin said sand and sealer will work, and you could
yeah.
also use the actual resin to seal and let it dry.
Yeah, I did try the resin. Like I said, it really was thirsty. So I think the sand and sealer would have been a lot less expensive. Resin isn't all that cheap, but anyway, there you go.
And then my final thing that I loved about the software side of things, your salad servers. When you're in a two-sided job in the 3D view, and if you hover over any part of it, press Control, you can actually see the thickness.
Yeah, that's really nice, especially when you can. I don't know if you're a lot like me, but when you see something like that in the software, it may look like there's lots of space in there, there's lots of depth, but until you actually know for sure, I'd hate to cut it and find out that it was really thin. So that's a great technique if it's a two-sided job. Make sure you can see both sides and Control key, and boom, you know the thickness. You're sure it's all going to work out?
That's it. Well done, Todd.
Well, thank you very much. Thank
Very
you very much.
nice project.
Thank you. Okay, I'm on the wrong page. So 1 second now. Great. So what has been going on in the labs, you?
Oh, a few things, Todd.
Okay.
So I've been painting a plaster stars that you cut the other day.
Thank you.
A sheriff
I like
stars.
it. Very nice and shiny.
So that's a lie. I didn't paint anything. I gold leafed it. It's my new favourite thing to do now. I'm going to gold leaf everything. But I've been on the machine, and I've been doing a little bit of sketch carving, a little bit of photo V carving. This is something that, since we introduced sketch carving, it's one of my favourite things to do. Really super quick. And you get super impressive results. And every year we do Maker Central in Birmingham. And then one year we decided, oh, why don't we just photo V-carve and sketch carve all of our favourite YouTubers that are going to be there, which we did. And everyone always picks these samples up, and they're always like, whoa, that's amazing.
Very nice.
I thought, do you know what? It's a nice quick project to do. So got Dolly on the scene.
Nicely done. Nicely
So
done.
there's a bit of a theme rolling. So I think since we did our Western saloon sign, I thought let's go and do a country icon. Cut Dolly out.
Well done.
And this is just sketch carving with a photo V-carve toolpath on one of my newly found favourite materials, which is Velcro, which is black MDF, which we've painted white on the top. If any of you were at our user group meeting last year, Todd and I had a session where we went head to head in a sketch carving marathon, didn't we?
It was a lot of fun.
We really pushed the bounds of that toolpath in conjunction with other toolpaths. And I highly recommend that you give sketch carving a go in conjunction with a photo V-carve toolpath, because you just get a nice pop.
Yeah, definitely, yes, and it's really nice. It looks really good. It looks like, you called it a, not a cartoon look, but a, when it comes to me, I'll remember. I forget now.
Like a comic.
Yeah, exactly, like a comic book kind of look, but it looks really neat though. And that photo V carving on top of the sketch carving really brings out the details that are really cool, really nicely done.
Yeah, so that's what we've been up to in the labs. But it's now time.
It's now time. That's right. So our show and tell. So we've picked the 3 that we would like to present for you guys to vote on. So there we've chosen the Sasquatch bust, the library, and the table. So if you would like to go over now to the show and tell, you can go ahead and vote. Yeah. Sorry, you can just do it in the top right corner.
You can go to the show and tell page, or you can go right here where you're watching it right now. You can just click the thumbs up, whichever one you want. So we'll keep that vote going until the end of the day.
I think so.
When we're back here live at 9:15, we'll be announcing the winner of that $100 worth of clip art to spend in the Design and Make store. Oh, it's such a mouthful. So again, well done everyone for submitting all of your projects. They're all super impressive, and I can't wait to go back through properly and have a look at everyone else's in a lot more detail.
That's right, and because it wasn't chosen doesn't mean we didn't like it. We're just having some bit of fun here, so these are really good. Yes.
Yeah. And you can still keep submitting
definitely
your show and tell projects. Right then, so coming up next, we have Alex Duffy of Duffy Woodcraft. He's going to be sharing a really cool portable VCarve game, really nice project. And then I'll be up after him with a little spooky Halloween project. So stay tuned for that. And then following that at 9:15, Todd and I will be back live here in the labs with a super cool announcement. So stay tuned, you do not want to miss it.
Be there. Bye-bye.